Folks, once again, get ready to free your mind because it is showtime. J.R. Duke's at your service. I got another great video for us. I have been all over this Fani Willis case out of Fulton County, Georgia. This is the DA that brought this ill-founded RICO action against our favorite president, Donald Trump. And there has yet been another lawsuit filed against sweet Fani Willis. Yes, that's right. Yet another lawsuit on top of all that has been going on. You can see her face right over my shoulder, somewhere over here. She has been sued by a group called Judicial Watch, as you can see by their emblem right there. It is yet another series of, let's just call it, unfortunate events for Miss Willis. She keeps stepping in it, and it's just getting deeper and deeper. So let's get right into it, and let's take a look at this together. This particular video is actually not a video we're going to be talking about because it's posted online. There's not necessarily a video that I could find. However, we're going to review it. It's not too long, and I think it's interesting because it's just another domino that is falling in the world that is Fani Willis. I'm going to tell you, folks, Fani could not have done a better job of screwing up this case if she actually tried to screw up this case. You're probably aware by now that last Friday she filed with the court there in Fulton County as required by the judge. She finally responded to what we all knew was going to be true, and that is she has basically been in bed with Nathan Wade. Literally, I think technically speaking, she admitted to a personal relationship. You can fill in the blanks, but we all know what that's about. And as I've been saying for quite some time now, this is getting deeper. It's getting more painful for Fani Willis. And of course, she's not giving up. She's in there still swinging. She's probably going to end up swinging herself already into a jail cell for all the obvious criminal activities that she and her enablers, or the people that she's been working with, have apparently been committing. Again, I have to say it is all alleged. We will see where this goes. But here we go. Fani Willis. By the way, this is on Radar. What is it? RadarOnline.com. Fani Willis's lover, scandal. Watchdog group files lawsuit over Fulton County DA's romance with Trump prosecutor. And we know that prosecutor to be prosecutor / lover boy Nathan Wade, attorney Nathan Wade. And there is sweet Fani posing nice and pretty for the cameras. All right. By the way, this, when was this published? Yeah, it's today, February 5th, 2024. A conservative watchdog group slapped Fulton County, Georgia with a lawsuit after it failed to hand over documents related to the hiring of District Attorney Fani Willis's lover. Radar Online has exclusive reveal. The Washington, D.C. based Judicial Watch. This is a nonprofit group, folks, that I think it was formed in or about 1995, and they go around the country looking for corruption, and they root out corruption by doing what they're doing in this lawsuit, and that is filing a lawsuit against any particular entity that is not doing as the open records request requires. At any rate, the Washington, D.C. based Judicial Watch claimed the county ignored the Freedom of Information Act request for all documents and payments made to attorney Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor who helps Willis obtain an election interference indictment against Donald Trump and more than a dozen co-defendants. Fani Willis and what does it say? Politicized and unprecedented prosecution of former Donald Trump has been further compromised or by credible allegations of personal corruption tied to the hiring of Nathan Wade as special prosecutor. Judicial Watch said in a statement that we have to file a lawsuit to try to get the records about this scandal. Further suggests that there is something to hide. And folks, I could not agree more. Obviously, this is getting more serious and more grave for Fani Willis and company every day that goes by. But listen, it's a decision that she made. These are choices that she and the people around her have made. We see a nice picture here of our President Donald Trump, and we continue going through this article here. As RadarOnline.com reported, Willis and Wade were accused of having an improper relationship by one of Trump's 2020 campaign workers and an alleged co-conspirator earlier this month, which ignited a firestorm of conflict since he was paid $650,000. Some reports suggest and outright say that he was actually compensated close to $1 million to date. $1 million. Remember, sweet Fani Willis was down at church a few Sundays back committing blasphemy and saying, hey, I hired 3 people and I paid them all the same. And of course, that's a flat out lie, one of many lies and many lies to come. The courtroom scandal turned salacious when Wade's estranged wife, Jocelyn Wade, sought to depose Wade about the alleged affair of the now settled divorce case in nearby Cobb County. That's not exactly correct. They technically have what you would call a letter of understanding. They're well on their way to having everything ironed out, but it's not over until it's over, until it's inked, accepted by the court. The amount of time has went by to make it final. Trust me, it's not over until it is literally over. And you have to hand it to Jocelyn Wade and her attorneys. Hey, when you got leverage, you use the leverage. And obviously, Miss Wade has been saying, and she's been rightfully upset about, in her eyes, that Miss Willis has been spending her money. Joshua Wade's been stating that, hey, I've been left destitute. I've been married to this man 26 years. He has been paying me nothing. I have been starving. And yet, come to find out that her and her new lover, Fani Willis, and her soon-to-be ex-husband, Nathan Wade, have been spending Jocelyn's money all over the place. That would make me mad, too. How about you? Put in the comments. Let me know if that'd make you mad. I'd be a little crisp, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll see how that works out, if it actually does settle between the parties without having to go to a full trial. It goes on. The 2 cents entered a temporary agreement addressing all issues, according to CNN. Well, that's what I just said. It's basically a temporary agreement, but it's not a final settlement. So just keep that in mind. Judicial Watch filed a Georgia open records request on January 11th, seeking all public records relating to hiring, appointment, procurement of the professional services of Nathan Wade or his law firm as Fulton County Special Prosecutor, according to the lawsuit. Now, here is a photo of Michael Roman. This is the guy I've been talking about for some time. He basically is loosely associated with Donald Trump, and Fani Willis went to the grand jury and said, hey, please indict this guy for me. I want to indict him along with Donald Trump and others on this particular RICO matter. The grand jury said, no, we're not going to indict Mike Roman. So she indicted him anyways, just because she wanted to. And here's the funny part about this. Since Fani Willis decided to run this guy over, this is what I love. She decided to run this guy over all by her lonesome. This guy turns around, hires a fantastic lawyer. I love this woman. Her name is Ashley Merchant, right there in Cobb County. And this good attorney, this great attorney, Ashley Merchant, she went ahead and started doing some digging. And all that's happening right now is all as a result of Ashley Merchant. And of course, her client, Michael Roman, because it was her efforts of going through records and finding out that Nathan Wade started and filed for divorce from his wife of 26 years the day after Fani Willis hired him as special prosecutor to go after former President Donald Trump. Very interesting, ain't it? I mean, trust me, this story is not over. This is going to be like Alice in Wonderland. This is going to be Fannie Mae and scary, crazy, nasty land. It just goes deeper, deeper, and deeper, and it is what it is. We'll see how this works out. It says, Trump co-defendant Mike Roman charged DA Fani Willis was engaged in an inappropriate relationship with special prosecutor that indicted him. I can honestly see Fani Willis sitting in jail, and this is the picture she has to look at all the time. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Because this guy here is going to be and is becoming the undoing of Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, and all the people that have essentially empowered her to do all this nonsense. Back to the article. This includes any request for services, proposals, contracts, invoices, or correspondence, physically or electronic, related to hiring, appointment, procurement. The lawsuit claimed the request was virtually ignored by the county's Department of Purchase, was at Contract Compliance, the DA's office, and the Board of Commissioners. That's not the way that innocent people act. They normally just give what records you're lawfully entitled to. And here's our beloved former president, Donald Trump, and his mugshot. Don't you know he had to practice that shot? I mean, come on. you know that's a perfect mugshot. I've never seen a mugshot so perfect. You have to imagine he practiced that, and kudos to him. I mean, that is the perfect mugshot. I have friends that are Democrats, and privately they'll tell me that's a pretty awesome mugshot. Let me know what you think. You like it? You think it's over the top? I think it's rehearsed, and I think it's perfect. I love it. Judicial Watch filed the lawsuit after Fulton County ignored its request for public documents regarding Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. And of course, this photo is courtesy of the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. To date, defendant has not received any determination or further correspondence from defendant about the request, the lawsuit stated. To date, defendants have failed to make any determination of plaintiff's January 11, 2024 request or otherwise communicate with the plaintiff about the request. So basically, they're saying, we've been ignored, we're suing, we want the court to order Fani Willis and Fulton County, for that matter, to give us what records we are entitled to under law. Michael Roman, who was indicted along the embattled ex-president in August, alleged that Willis and Wade engaged in an ongoing personal and romantic relationship. Roman accused Wade of financing swanky vacations with funds he earned as special prosecutor. The Fulton County judge overseeing the election interference criminal case plans to hold a February 15 hearing to weigh in on the affair allegations. Yeah, how about that? So we'll just have to wait and see how this all turns out shortly. February 15th, because imagine that, Fani Willis and company have to face a camera in front of the world. That doesn't sound like fun. I personally would not be looking forward to that if I was Fani Willis or Nathan Wade. I think there's probably a half a dozen or so people that they have subpoenaed to actually take the stand on February 15th in front of the world. Because see, in Georgia, generally speaking, you're allowed the televised hearings. I mean, they should be televised. It's a public forum. Not everybody from the public can fit in the building at one time, so they should. I think it's a great thing. I think when you put sunlight in everything and you let all the citizens see exactly what's going on, I think that's a good thing, because we all get to see how the court system works. And hopefully this is going to be another example of things working out fantastic and fair for, in this case, for former President Donald Trump, because this case that this woman right here brought should never have been brought. This woman and Nathan Wade, in my opinion, it's clear from the evidence that has already came out, have engaged in basically a conspiracy, if you will. Generally, it's called honest service fraud, and it is a scheme to enrich themselves by proxy as far as Fani Willis goes. Essentially, she hires her lover, Nathan Wade, who has no experience prosecuting criminal cases, especially a RICO case. And by the way, stay tuned. I got some good videos coming out about this exact subject. It is going to be great. I'm really excited about it, I guess you can tell. Back on track here, she hires Nathan Wade, no experience, goes ahead and pays him at least 650 G's. And in return, Nathan Wade is dripping the money back to her in the form of, at least in the form of vacations. I'm sure he's probably bought her things, paid for other experiences. You know, listen, that is pure and simple corruption. You can call it what you want. You can make every excuse in the book. And trust me, I've heard many excuses on the comments down below. I see them every day. I hear all the excuses. You can butter it up, dress it up any way you want. Fraud is fraud. Corruption is corruption. This is corrupt. You cannot enrich yourself by taking out the former president of the United States because you don't like the guy. Your politics do not line up with his politics. So you decide, hey, I'm going to go ahead, become famous. I'm going to knock him out, and I'm going to become wealthy while I'm doing this. This is sad. This is wrong. This is how countries get destroyed internally, is this type of corruption. And I am very prayerful that we are on the right track now, my friends, that this case, along with all the other cases brought up against our former president, are on their way out. They're going to be done. They're going to not succeed. And if you don't believe they're not going to succeed, why don't you go ahead and give a quick call? I'm sorry, probably better to write him a letter to, what is that guy's name? Michael Abernathy. Remember that clown that was every day on TV saying he's going to go after the president? That was Stormy Daniels' ex-attorney, who's now serving 19 years in the federal pen, hard time. He cannot get out early for a whole list of criminal charges he was found guilty of. We will see. Hey, if you agree, disagree, whatever, put it in the comments below. I do want to hear from you. Folks, it's always my pleasure for you to take time, have a conversation with me. I sincerely mean that. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you think. I firmly believe that when you understand better, you can live better. It's really just that simple. There's too much indoctrination going on, too many lies and half-truths in the legacy media. And I'm here to throw sunlight on it, whether it's favors the Democrats, whether it favors the Republicans. I don't care. I'm here to help you see the truth. If you have a friend, a family member, whomever, who is suffering from indoctrination, please send them a share. Let them take a look at this video so they can make up their own mind about what's going on in the world that we live in today. So I always say, friends, keep that mind free. Never give up. And until next time, I am J.R. Dukes.